Welcome guys to another video for Italian for Americans, and before we start, just want to give you an update about the situation here in Italy. We have started the phase 2 in this coronavirus time, and basically not much changed, especially in my region, but we can start to have more movements and go pick up food in restaurants and starting to visit some relatives in our region. So something is changing, but not too much. So let's see what's gonna happen in the upcoming weeks and especially towards June, etc. And this is for those that are curious about the situation here. But today the topic is gonna be, of course, to learn how to roll the R in Italian, and that's what we are gonna see together. I'm gonna give you some examples to help you understand where to put your tongue, and then I'm gonna give you 3 types of let's say 3 ways you can find the R in Italian, and the different ways you're gonna need to pronounce it, okay? But always remember, while I'm gonna explain these things, that you don't really need to memorize this. This is for bringing up your awareness, increasing your awareness about the sounds and the way the Italian language works, but then the real learning is gonna be through content. So basically listening to interesting Italian content. That's the key to apply the natural method to learn Italian. If you are a current student of complete Italian mastery, remember, don't need to memorize what I'm gonna say, just let it sink in, listen to it sometimes, be aware of it, and then keep the listening going. So let's start. If you see me looking at here, is because I'm gonna follow a text we prepared to help you understand the R, okay? So the R in Italian is called R, okay? R is generally not very strong, as it is, for example, in Spanish, okay? So remember that. And this intensity changes depending on whether the letter is inside a word, at the beginning, or with another R, forming a double R. And we're gonna see an example for each one. If you're American, you probably already know where to put the tongue in the right position, but you probably don't know yet. Okay, what do I mean by that? The trilled Italian R is pronounced by vibrating the tip of the tongue just behind the upper teeth. Okay, so to pronounce the R correctly, the tongue should rest on the little ridge behind your teeth and make a vibration. So R, okay? But as I've already told you, if you speak English, you already know where to put the tongue, okay? You already know where to put the tongue. In fact, when you pronounce the T sound in better, for example, better, you put the tongue in the right place. So try to imagine when you say better, and when you are on the T, where the tongue goes, bad, that place is close to where you are gonna need to put your tongue to make the R vibrating behind the upper teeth. So the position of the tongue in the Italian R is roughly in the same place as when you make the T sound, okay, in better, as I was saying. Always remember that the sound of the Italian R is mainly given by the movement of the tongue, not by the throat, but by the tongue, by the movement of the tongue, and not by the throat as it happens in English. The secret is therefore to position the tongue correctly and make it vibrate. That's the secret. The more it vibrates, the stronger the R will be. But be careful, because you don't always need to roll the R. So let's take a look at the 3 ways to pronounce the R in Italian. So number 1 is between vowels. The R has a soft sound when it's inside a word between 2 vowels, as in mare, mare. So in this case, we don't roll it. We don't roll it. When I pronounce it, my tongue almost doesn't trill. So try to pronounce better and mare and put the tongue in the same position. Keep practicing and listening to my voice. So mare, 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 mare. Okay, so you see that it's not mare, not mare, mare, mare. It's much softer, and it's like mare, 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 mare. And it creates this sound, okay? And with time you will notice the differences better, and it's important to notice them, because Many friends I have from the US try to exaggerate always the R, which doesn't help in really gaining the natural flow and natural pronunciation in Italian, because it sounds too forced, like they say mare, mare, andiamo al mare a mangiare tutto. It's too strong. So focus on the listening of the Italian content before stressing too much about this, okay? This is for awareness, remember it. Number 2 is the R at the beginning. So following what we wrote, when the R is at the beginning of a word, is stronger. So Roma. Try to trill it a little bit and listen carefully. Roma, Roma, Roma. Andiamo a Roma, Roma. Roma è una bella città. Rome is a beautiful city. Roma, 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 Roma. You see the difference? Mare, Roma. Mare, Roma. If I would want to make the same R for mare as in Roma, it would be mare. It's not. It's mare, mare, Roma. Okay? And this kind of stuff is gonna become easy for you to notice once you will have spent a lot of time with Italian language. Don't try to stress about it now. This is for awareness. Number 3, double R. In order to pronounce the double R and trill the R, try to split the word in 2 parts. Let's try with the word vorrei, which means I would like. So try to split it like vorrei, 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 vorrei. And now try to speed it up. Vorrei, 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 vorrei. Okay? And it becomes the right word. So vorrei, vorrei, and speed it up. Vorrei, 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 vorrei. And that's the right pronunciation. Vorrei, vorrei. Okay? So between vowels, mare, an example, at the beginning of a word, Roma, and a double R, vorrei. It's slight difference. With time, your brain will recognize it. Give your brain time, give your brain input. That's why I love the natural method, is because you don't need to stress about this right away. You focus on the listening. You give time to your brain to understand the Italian language while you read Italian with the English translation, interesting topics. Let your brain absorb it. With time, it will recognize the patterns. It will help you reproduce them as well, without so much stress, like if you will try, for example, in the first months. That's a struggle that it's uphill. You don't need to do that. Don't try to force it, so listen to it many times and then try to reproduce it, okay, with time. So guys, I conclude saying, if you like this type of content where I give you more awareness about some things that is gonna help you during the learning process, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a like, a comment, and tell me the things you like the most, which I will produce more content about in the future. And really, the progress I started making in English was when I stopped focusing on trying to understand everything and memorizing things and words and verbs and grammar rules. That's where really I went online and started listening to the English language, and that helped me, helped my brain to recognize the patterns and formulate the sentences without much stress. And the same I want for you in your Italian. I send you big hugs from Italy. I'll see you next week, and thank you for watching.